This is Rabbi Son, hot takes on news, pop culture, and religion, hosted by Darshan Yeshiva. This is Rabbi Patrick, and I'm here with the son, Javon. Say hi, Javon.
Hi.
Javon, how are you doing today?
Fine.
Just fine. Always just fine.
Exactly.
Yeah, little downbeat today. You were very upbeat, like last evening.
I'm tired.
Now you're a little bit more low key. You tired? What you been up to that's tiring?
I don't know. I need a nap. I woke up early.
Yeah, what time do you wake up at?
I don't know. 8.
Oh, that's early. 8 o'clock. Well, it's not because I woke you up, that's for sure. All right. We're doing some more of these Reddit Am I the A's. So here we go. Am I the A for suggesting that my Jewish Orthodox in-laws, I'm just going to say Orthodox because that's easier. My Orthodox in-laws compromise with us instead of having our family follow Orthodox rules when we're with them. Okay. Here we go. My husband and sister-in-law didn't grow up Orthodox, but my sister-in-law began the Orthodox lifestyle when she got married. Her husband grew up that way, but wanted out as an adult. My sister-in-law pulled him back into it. Okay, that's usually how that works. It affects everything as they keep a kosher household, follow Shabbat. While my husband and I are very non-religious, we should be able to have a to each their own attitude about this. Okay. However, my sister-in-law and brother-in-law are inconsiderate, controlling, unyielding people who think that all of us should accommodate them always. Instead of them ever making compromises, it is all of us who have to. If we are eating, then everyone has to keep kosher. They forced us to have our wedding during a certain day and time of year for them. They used our wedding to hit up our friends for synagogue donations. Oh my God. And they were awful when a family member passed away, demanding every detail of how we did the Shiva, every detail of how we did the Shiva, and furious when we came with a sandwich tray. It feels as though the whole family is held hostage to their beliefs, and my PIL? What's a PIL? Sister-in-law, brother-in-law. PIL won't do anything. My parent-in-law?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know.
That's my thought.
My in-laws won't do anything but enable them because they're afraid of losing my sister-in-law completely because she just puts religion before family, and because my mother-in-law has cancer. Well, that's terrible. I'm sorry to hear that. And her prognosis is not good, and I'm very sorry to hear that. Continuing to go, because my mother-in-law is ill, our family is going on vacation in honor of her. During the vacation is my father-in-law's birthday, so we want to take him out for dinner. This could be the last birthday he celebrates. Dear God, was this written by ChatGPT as generate the worst story ever with his wife? Well, my sister-in-law and brother-in-law said they'd be upset if we went to a regular restaurant, even though they admit they were the only couple kosher. There were only a couple kosher restaurants around, and to quote my sister-in-law, they aren't any nice restaurants. My brother-in-law then decided for us that we'd eat at a cheap kosher place and that we'd eat meat, not dairy. Then, because they can't travel during Shabbat, they were getting there later than the rest of us. They said that they expect all of us to sit and wait for their arrival late afternoon, but we can grocery shop for them in the meantime, which is a little odd if they're Orthodox Jews, but whatever. We're angry because we feel that the sister and brother-in-law are being selfish and inflexible. They keep trying to guilt their parents into making decisions that benefit their lifestyle at the expense of the rest of us, which far outnumber them. My husband and I started speaking up because this is perhaps someone's last trip ever, and my sister-in-law and brother-in-law are making this so stressful. We tried to offer options such as calling the restaurant to provide kosher options, which they do, or having my sister-in-law and brother-in-law have drinks there that we can celebrate a kosher cake later on, but they were angry. They left the group chat after complaining about the quality of kosher food the regular restaurant would have and proposed that one of us cook for my father-in-law instead. Am I the A for feeling that they're being selfish about this trip, or should the rest of us be completely accommodating for them just to keep the peace? And Javon says,
first of all, it's already gotten too out of hand. The fact that you are letting two grown adults, no one's going to tell me what I'm going to eat around whoever. if you know I don't keep those rules, I'm not going to do that just because you're sitting you're sitting right there with me. Like, I don't want to do it. That's not a thing I do. And that should be respected. If you can't respect it, then you need to go about your life. You can't control what other people got going on. And for the whole family to be, I'm just not getting, and this family is weak to me, and there's like a lot of weak people going around. And I don't know how y'all are raised, but you're just letting two people encroach upon your life. And then it's just, well, we need to accommodate to keep the peace.
Yeah, you're not a big fan of that concept in general.
No, because why keep the peace? There's no peace.
Yeah.
You're irritated. You're annoyed.
Yeah.
Everyone else is annoyed. But those two people are just fine. That's not peace.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there's an idea called family systems theory, and the idea is that most families try to keep some sort of neutral stance where it's like a make everybody happy type of thing, so that you don't rock the boat or whatever. And I'm giving a very glib explanation of what it is. It's actually way more complicated than that. But that's kind of what this is. It's this like, don't rock the boat, don't upset everybody, make everyone happy. But you're making
everyone else
unhappy. Right. It's at the expense of everybody. And the truth is, like, if it is the case that you have tried workarounds, you've tried to find ways to accommodate them by altering plans, meaning like there was some stuff about like maybe they could do the dinner a different way, like maybe the restaurant could do some food for them, and like, you know, maybe they could do drinks beforehand and that would be okay. But, you know, you find a way to make it work to give everybody their dignity. If they're not accepting of that, if they're not at least willing to start there, then yeah, these folks have, they have problems.
Yeah, and then the mom, I mean, like, I get it. You want to see your daughter before you die. But it comes to a point where, like, she's ruining moments that people are trying to have. And it's like, everyone's now irritated. And they're the only ones getting out of the situation happy. It's not keeping the peace. That's making more problems because eventually it's going to blow up.
Right. Yeah.
And no, like,
the funeral is going to be, God forbid, let's hope that doesn't happen.
It's happening. But when it comes to things like,
but those kinds of situations.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's not her funeral. This is not for her.
Yeah.
Do what you want to do, and you should make sure, you know, whatever the parents want, the wishes are followed. And just be that. If that person, if the sister and the in-law and the brother-in-law can't help but to be, you know, that, then you could wash your hands with them and go about your life.
So someone mentioned, and I'd have to go back a little bit, there was some kind of religious accommodation question. Here it is. It's choice_werewolf 1259. Is talking about this thing of like an automatic door. So there are issues on Shabbat with automatic doors and whatever. But this person makes a point of saying, I feel like if she had wanted to, she could have worked out a solution or discussed what to do with her rabbi, like maybe having a car scheduled to bring her and the brother-in-law home. And there's other things like that. And so what I would love to have seen is for the person, you know, posting this to say like, hey, look, you know, these rules, these halakhic rules mean a lot to you. You mean a lot to us. Let's all three of us, or I guess four of us, get on a meeting, a Zoom with your rabbi and discuss all of these details. And like, well, here's why I suggest this. Because if they say like, oh no, we can't do that. Okay, well then really this is about controlling. This is about like, I want it my way. It's not about, I wrote an article years ago, like 15 years ago, called Are You Observant or Are You a Jerk? And I really meant it, that like, I think there are times where religious observance is about religious observance, and on its own, on the face of it, is good. But are you trying to use that as a way to like be pushy, be demanding, to be the center of attention, which is what I'm getting off of this. It's a lot of like, I want to be the center of attention type vibes. In which case, it's not about the religious rules. It is about finding a way that you can control situations. And I think that's what I'm sensing. It's a lot of like, I want to control the situation. And it's so sad to hear that, like, you know, your family is having these health issues and all of that. And I could see that actually they would ramp it up during that time, because the attention's being taken off of them, right? Someone else is in a bad way. And also they're stressed legitimately. And so then their stress reaction is we need more order. We need things done a certain way because then we can control it. And then it's not as painful and sad of a situation as it actually is. Whereas the rest of the family is taking a far different approach. But yeah, just threaten to talk to their rabbi. Just be like, yeah, like we're just all of us, we're going to get on a Zoom with your rabbi. And if they say like, oh, we can't do that. Oh, he's too busy. Oh, we don't do, whatever. Okay, then they're not actually interested in finding a way to honor your family members and also keep to their religious approach, their hashkafa.
Yeah, absolutely not. There's too much.
I just see it as a test. I see it as a gotcha.
Like I don't. There's too much compromise. You going out of the way to set up a Zoom? No, there's too much compromise. They live their life how they live it, and at this point, if the mom just keep on doing that, it's like don't try to stress yourself out. Just remove yourself from the situation. And if the mom or the dad is begging and pleading for you to compromise, no, you compromise enough. Everyone's compromised enough.
Well, and
sometimes they have to share the compromise.
Right. I agree 100%.
And at the end of the day, see, now I'm going to get in trouble for saying this.
Okay.
But it's the modern day. Get in your car and go. To the place. If your father meant so much to you, then you would be there. These religious things should not even come before this would be your dad's last meal with his wife, right. Your mother,
right?
And you're worried about religion. Well, get out the religion at that point.
And all you have to do, because people do this kind of stuff, is you say to the restaurant that you want to eat at, hey, and they even alluded to this in the post. You say, hey, 2 of our family members keep kosher. We're willing to pay a plate charge or whatever so that they can bring something for them to eat. Is that a problem? And there are restaurants that understand that and are like, yeah, we totally get it. I've told this story before about a woman who they did a company party and she was the only Jewish person, let alone the only Orthodox Jew. And her company basically talked to the restaurant where they were hosting the thing and said hey, would this be an issue? And the restaurant was like, no problem. Tell us what we need to do. And they probably made some money off it. They probably well, we probably have to charge you a seat charge just because she's taking up a seat. We can't sell our food, so we lose money. And the company was like, yeah, sure. This is a special accommodation for someone who needs it. And we're willing to do it so that everyone can feel welcome. Right. The person who's the one Orthodox Jew at the company didn't go, all right, everyone, we're going to Shmuley's Rib Shack for our not holiday party because it's not my holiday. And I want everyone to keep kosher and I want all of the men on one side and all the women on the other. They made it work. And that's a dumb company party that she could have easily skipped. This is a bigger deal. Find a way, for the I would say this is the Orthodox couple, find a way to make it work, unless really you just want to be the center of attention.
Or the family need to stop, because there's no peace. I hate when people say need to keep the peace.
Yeah.
There's no peace being kept.
Right.
The fact that you have to say that, there's already people mad.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be oh, you're always choosing them you're always choosing them over us.
Or yourself, for that matter. What are your values? And what are the things that matter to you?
Yeah, so if your daughter can't find another way to be there, then clearly her priorities are, their household priorities are centered around them and their religion and not, anyone else and what y'all got going on.
Well, and the problem is I'm a rabbi, so this is why I'm interested in this. I'd love to know what their rabbi would say about all of this, because I feel like the rabbi would say, look, yes, you operate within Jewish law, but you find a way to make it work. You show up when you can show up. You participate how you can participate. And you honor your parents. That is literally one of the 10 commandments, is to honor your mother and father.
Well, people tend to, lose sight of that when, they tend to cherry pick when it's convenient.
Yeah.
But no, I think that why are this situation is out of hand in the first place, because who is going to tell me what I can and can't do as a grown adult? I don't care.
I'll attempt to. I'll attempt to run your life as best as I can.
But like,
as your father, I feel I have the right to do so.
You're a bunch of adults allowing 2 other adults who you don't live with to control your dietary habits.
Right.
And the things that you do in the place you go, even after you made previous plans.
Right.
No, we're going to stay here. And if you don't want to come, don't come.
Right.
You are always invited. But we're not about to keep, every time you come around, keep accommodating for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And then with the mother, like, she's trying to, be on this, like, I'm dying. I need to keep the family together. The family's not together.
Yeah.
You're gonna die, and then gonna be some, resentment from everybody else.
Sure.
Being like, oh, she died wanting to accommodate them.
Right.
She never cared about me.
Right.
And then it's boom, boom, boom.
And that sucks. No one wants that.
Yeah. So stop accommodating.
Yeah. Just tell them, like,
Tell them, we're gonna go out to eat, and if we see you for drinks, we see you for drinks.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. There's always a way to make these things work out. Like, if you're not trying to game for who gets to be in charge. And I found that I actually feel sad for Orthodox Jews who get into situations where they basically get tired of being a minority, where it's like, we're tired of not being able to eat in the same places. We're tired that our calendar is different than other people's calendars. The solution is to move to Israel, because in Israel, none of these problems exist. Like, you can't take the train, right? Because it's Shabbat and the trains don't run. The restaurant isn't open on a Friday night. You're right. Because it's Shabbat. Nothing is open, right? Like, it's a holiday. You're right. It's not open. There's customs and traditions and whatever. And like, this is, I think, to go completely off topic, this is why I think Aliyah is actually a really good idea for people who find themselves just utterly annoyed by the fact that they can't live in as big of a universe as everyone else in their family does. Like, there is a place for that. It's called Israel. 80% of the people there are, Jewish. Half of those people are religious. Like, you found your Disneyland. That's where you can go and not worry about, can we eat or drink whatever. But like, until then, you live in America or Canada or wherever you are, and you just got to learn how to be a minority. It's like having a peanut allergy. Like, you just deal with it.
Or you can do whatever you want and call it in.
And just not be an Orthodox Jew.
Yeah, like, well, at this point, you can call yourself Orthodox. And who's gonna tell you you're not? Who's in charge of classifying people as what?
All right. Who's in charge of classifying people as what? May religion unite us and not divide us. Thank you to our sponsors at Darshan Yeshiva for making this content possible. Darshan Yeshiva provides beginner-level online Jewish learning, including the very popular Conversion to Judaism program, with sponsoring rabbis and students all over the world. Start your Jewish journey any place, anywhere, and anytime with our conservative, reform, reconstructionist, Jewish renewal, humanistic, and post-denominational rabbi mentors. Become the Jew you always wanted to be with Darshan Yeshiva.